Hi everybody, Cardamama here. I'm going to use the Silhouette Studio software to create a dress-shaped card. You can use this for a little girl, for a birthday card, or for a baptism or a christening gown card. Okay, so I have my grids turned on. That's done with the grid button here. My spacing is set at 1 inch, divisions are 8, and my show grid and snap to grid, actually all the buttons are clicked. Okay. So now I'm going to draw a rectangle. My standard card size is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So I'm just going to drag this until I've got the right size. Perfect. And I'm just going to move it so that it's centered between kind of the solid lines here. Zoom in a little bit. All right, so when you want to create a shape, if you double click the shape, it activates the points. So you're in point edit mode. So every block here that you see, the large blocks are 1 inch, and then in between is 1/8 of an inch. So I'm going to do at 1 1/2 inches. You could do whatever size you want, but this is the measurements I go with. And then I go in about 5/8 of an inch on the sides. And so there we already have the crude shape of the dress with the sleeves and then the body of the dress. So down here I want to put in some scallops so that the bottom will be scallops. I'm just going to draw an oval. It doesn't really have to be any specific size, but I've got it at 3/4 of an inch by 1/2 inch high. So, and I'm doing an oval because I want more of a slope to the scallops than the sharp circle shape. So I'm going to replicate that shape with the replicate button, and then do row of 4, 4, and then just kind of delete that last one. So now I'm past the edge of the dress. I want to just move it over with my arrow keys till it's aligned. Now select all of those ovals, and we're going to space them evenly on the align button, space horizontally, and then weld. Use the arrow keys to bring it up so that it's in line inside the dress, but aligned with the bottom line. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is, we're going to address this in a minute, but the next thing I'm going to do is I want to add a slope to the side of the dress. So let's zoom in a little bit. I want to do about halfway down. Just click and then move it out. I want to make sure that I'm on the same line for both sides. So I'm going to click on Make Curve, and then Make Flat, and then Smooth, and then here I'm just going to correct that to flat, and then here Make Curve, Make Flat, and then Smooth. So now I have the same slope on both sides. So now in order to incorporate this scallop into the dress, I need to align the edges of the dress. I'm zoomed right in, and I want to align with the middle here. So let's double click the dress and just click the point and just drag it to the middle of the scalloped border. And we're going to do the same thing right over here too. And then zoom out. And now I can just weld that together. Next thing I want to do is make an opening for the neck. So we're going to hold down the Shift key, draw a circle that's 1 1/2 inches. Perfect. Bring it over to the top of the dress. So I already know that I'm aligned because I'm in the middle line here at the top of the dress, and I know that this is my middle point on the dress too. And I'm just going to modify it, select the circle and the dress, subtract. Now we have our dress shape. Next thing I'm going to do is take an offset of the inside of the dress so that I'll have a liner for the inside. So go to click the offset button, select the dress, internal offset. I like to set mine at 0.125. And apply. So I can take this out of here, just move it off to the side, but that's my liner. All right. Next thing I'm going to do is create a collar for the dress, a little scalloped collar. So we're going to create another 1 1/2 inch circle, hold down the Shift key, so it makes an even circle. And I have a scallop shape here that's at 1 7/8 of an inch. Let's select them both, center, right click, make compound path, find our center. We're going to draw a line. Let's take off our grid so you can see better. So when you're drawing a line and you want it to be perfectly straight, just hold down your shift key. So now I'm selecting the scallop circle and the line, and we're just going to go align and center. And then going to draw a rectangle. I'll align the rectangle to that line that we drew, so align top. Now I can select the scallop and the rectangle, modify, crop, delete the line. I want the skirt to be a different color or a different paper pattern when I cut it. So I'm going to create a shape that matches that bottom of the skirt. So rectangle. I'm just going to select the rectangle and move it up with my arrow keys just below that line. I'm not going to include it, just below it. Let's make a copy of that dress because it's going to remove part of it. Select the dress and the rectangle and then crop. There's the skirt. Let's paste the copy of the dress back in. Okay, so now to create the card shape, because all I have is a card front. I want an entire card that folds along the top. Let's bring this down, replicate, mirror above, select both, weld. Doesn't always weld all the lines, so I can just draw a rectangle here, select them all, and weld again. And we just need to double click, delete the line, delete the point, I should say. Now we have our dress, the whole card. So now you could score this yourself and fold it, but I prefer to put in a score line that the silhouette's going to cut a dash shape in. So let's make this 4.2 inches. Because my card is 4.25, I like it to be just slightly not as wide as the card. So let's now select the line and the dress and center. Let's change the style of the line to a dash line. I like this width right here. I don't need this cut area in the middle. So let's go to the modify, click detach, then release. And now I can select all of these and just delete them. And let's zoom in. I can also select these and move them over. So I don't want a cut dash that's too close to the side, or it'll make a slit in the side of the card. And the same thing on the other side. Select them. I'll make them maybe a little bit shorter. Center it right in there. So I'll select the dress and the dash lines and then make compound shape. All right, so now we have the basis of our dress, of our card. Let's color it so we can see what the finished version may look like. Let's make this white. This would be white. And this, let's give it a pattern. Maybe a polka dot. There we go. Let's turn this upside down. You don't have to, but it's just so that you can see what it would look like. Actually, the dress is on the top, so let's move it to the bottom. This will be at the very top. Bring it forward. All right. So there's our liner, our skirt, and our collar. I want to center everything perfectly, so let's select everything. Align center. That one's down a bit too. Let's bring it up. I think Perfect. All right, and that's it. So there's our dress card. Actually, I like to change the shape to black when I'm done. And you can see what it would look like. Let's just scroll it up so you can see. And that's what your card would look like. All right. And of course, this liner would go on the inside. It's on the back right now, but it's just to show what it would look like. All right, so any questions, let me know if you have any difficulty using some of the features. Just drop me a line below. All right, thanks.